Hello everyone, Mike Rempel from Excel Bytes with today's Excel blog post. Today we're going to do a pretty short and simple tutorial on how to find matches or differences within columns or rows of your data range and how to highlight those very simply, and we're going to try to do them all with keyboard shortcuts and not use the mouse at all. And this is actually a tip that I saw recently on the ablebits.com website. I thought it was a very well put together discussion on various ways to match your data in columns and rows, etc. So you might find that interesting if you want to go over to the ablebits.com website. There's a lot of great tools and tips over there too. So let's take a look at how you can find matches and differences in your data ranges in Excel. So here we have a block of 80 names from G3 down to K18. And I just have a header row going across in row 1 and some headers down in column E that we're going to use when we're trying to match rows and columns in this process. What we want to do, we'll do the columns first, is to find the matches of Barbara in column G or Margaret in column H, Ruth, etc. in column I, and see how easily we can do that with Excel. So the first thing we're going to do is move our cursor into row 2, and I'm going to hit Control minus, and this allows us to delete an entire row or column. So I'll just delete that row so we have our headers together with our data, and I'm going to hit Shift Control right arrow down arrow to highlight our whole data range. Then I'm going to hit the F5 function key, and that brings up the Go To dialog box. And there's the special button down below, and I'm going to use the keyboard shortcut Alt S. You see the S is underlined and then special, so if I hit Alt S, that will open up that special command. And here is a list of different items that you can go to within your data range, and we're going to look for column differences. So in the second column, second one down, you see column differences has the M underlined, so I'm going to hit Alt M to highlight that and then say OK. And what Excel has done is highlighted all the cells that don't match or that are different from our column headings. So we've easily found there's one Barbara in column G, two Margarets in column H, etc. Now don't get confused by J2. That just happened to be the active cell that we had. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to hit the Alt-Tab H and H. That takes me over to the fill command, and I'm going to move over and maybe fill these with a light blue and hit enter. Then I'll move off the range to deselect them, and you can see that Excel has found one Barbara in column G, two Margarets in H, two Ruths in I, etc. So you can easily identify now where the matches are and where the differences are within your data range. So to undo all this, I'm going to hit Control Z, and go back to the way we had it set up. Now I'm going to delete column F so we can move our headers next to our data range that way and look to do the same thing in rows. So again, I'm going to hit Control minus, go down to entire column, and then I'll move over to E3 and hit Shift Control right arrow down arrow to highlight that whole range. Again, I'll hit F5, my function key, hit Alt S, and for row differences, it's a W that's underlined, so I'll hit Alt W and hit enter and do the same thing, Alt HH, and I'll move my cursor over to a color that I want to use to highlight this, hit enter, and then just move my cursor off or deselect my data. And again, in the rows, in row 3, you see Norma is found once, no Sean's are found in row 4, a Peter or Sean in row 7, etc. So following the rows across, you can see where Excel has highlighted all the differences, and in our case, not highlighted those that match. So here's a simple way to find your differences or matches within your data range for either rows or columns using the Go To Special command within Excel. And there you have it. I hope you like what you see. If you do like what you see here, please take a minute to share this post on your favorite social network. I can be found on Facebook, Google+, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So I hope you enjoy this. If you'd like to see more, please feel free to stop by my website, excel-bytes.com, and I hope you subscribe. So have a great day and happy excelling.